Also, I did just want to say for everybody that we put our Discord and our newsletter links in the discussion. So if you want to go in the discussion and look at that and go already sign up and stuff, go ahead and do that now while we're waiting. And yeah. Our Instagram is also in the content section. Okay, so welcome everybody. Welcome to all the new SNC students and parents as well, if there's any of you guys out there. We're so excited to have you here today and just to welcome you guys to a new semester, a new school, and a whole new virtual world. Okay. So just bear with us because I know the text is a little small, but I'll try to talk slow so you guys can get all of our information. So basically, just to start, we are WeSTEM, which stands for Women in STEM. We are a club on campus that aims to empower and encourage gender equality with a focus on marginalized and underrepresented female identifying students. So our whole purpose is just to kind of create a community that shows women that are capable of pursuing an education in STEM and to offer resources to maximize those women and other students' potential to the fullest. So during our club, we like to just demonstrate inclusion and partnership between men and women and gender nonconforming individuals to create a community for all of us so that we can kind of just support those marginalized groups and creating a safe space and also supporting them in their careers in STEM. Also, we want to expose you guys to more resources on campus that also create connections and also can help you with financial aid, with any internships or scholarships and other resources on campus that would be very beneficial to new students as well. And two, we also like to promote a healthy and safe and engaging learning environment. We want you guys to feel safe and healthy at all times when you're with us and to just have a fun time and kind of just, create this nice little community. So I kind of just want to give a little introduction. So this is our president, Seher. She's not here right now, but she'll be here in a couple minutes. She's a math major and our third year S&C student. And then I'm your vice president. My name is Kanaya, and I'm a cognitive science major, and this is my second year at S&C. So basically what you would expect from us virtually is we do study sessions. So you don't always have to come and talk with us, but it's nice just to kind of go to a study session where everyone's kind of just engaged and doing their work. And you kind of get that whole feel of like you want to do your work as well. And we really want to help people kind of get the motivation. It's very difficult for a lot of people to kind of be get the motivation to do all of their work and school online. And so we really want to assist with that this semester. So we will be doing study sessions over our Discord. And then also too, we have informational presentations like this one right here, where we just kind of give updates on our S&C resources, the ones that they offer, and also the ones that other schools offer, but are in conjunction with S&C. There's a lot of resources that other colleges or universities offer that have like a connection with S&C and are only for S&C students. So those are also great resources to have and to know about. We also want you guys to, of course, know about upcoming scholarships and internship information, so that will always be available to you guys. And also just having community discussions about current events or news topics or whatever you guys would want to talk about. And we always love to hear your guys' opinions, and we really would love to see the feedback from you guys this semester. I know with the whole virtual kind of semester being a new thing, we really want to see what you guys as club members and as students want to see from us so that we can really kind of accommodate your needs and what you want. So why join WeSTEM S&C? So WeSTEM S&C, of course, is just a great place to, have a community of people that you can always come to, you can talk to, and also just to have good resources. But it's also nice to surround yourself with like-minded people. And a lot of the times what happens is for STEM students, you kind of get to go with the same students that you meet in your first classes or your intro classes, and you kind of go with them until you either transfer or you graduate. And so those will kind of be your main hub people. So I really just wanted everybody to have a nice community where you can make friends, meet people in your classes, and also just grow in your environment and where you're challenged and you're encouraged to do more and get more engaged on campus. I want to check the chat real quick just to make sure you guys are good. Also, we really wanted for you guys to be aware of all of the updates on campus that go with the S&C resources and or opportunities. It's been shown over decades that at S&C, a lot of students don't really realize the resources that they have going for them. And so a lot of opportunities get either shut down because the funding gets taken away due to students not participating, or there's just a lot of money that goes away and goes into the trash basically because students don't apply for scholarships. There's billions of dollars on a daily basis that just go away because students don't apply for it. And those students could be you guys. So we really just wanted you guys to be aware of all of our SMC resources and opportunities. We also too want to support all women and other marginalized groups, including and not limited to the LGBTQ community, people of color, disabled people, and etc., as those people are genuinely not always first and foremost in STEM community or in STEM classes. And so we really want to bring a, highlight on those groups just so that we get the equal opportunities that everyone else gets on campus. And then lastly, we want you guys to just stay involved and also stay remote and stay safe. So please wear your mask when you go out if you do have to go out, and also just stay inside the house if possible. You don't need to go to school because all your classes will be virtual. So if you are interested in WeSTEM, we do have a newsletter that we send out every 2 weeks, so it's not spam. We don't want to bombard you guys, but we kind of just want to send out a little update every 2 weeks just to say here are our resources for this week. Here are upcoming resources, any events that we might be having, of course, always online or virtual, which are kind of the same thing, and also to any other things that might be coming up in the near future. So for transfer students, scholars, STEMs, whatever you might need. Also, you can join our Discord channel. This is where we host our meetings, which are at 11:15 to 12:35 every Tuesday and Thursdays. I know it's kind of difficult for a lot of students to make either one or the other or both. So we kind of try to change from just our Thursday meetings to Tuesday and Thursday so you guys have a little bit more flexibility. And yeah, you can also always contact us at our email and our Instagram, and that is all in the chat box. The newsletter and the Discord is, and our Instagram is on the contents page if you go on the side and look, as well as I will put our email in the chat right now. Our president, Sahir, just got here, so I don't know if she wants to say a little hello to all of you guys.
Hi. So I'm the president of WeSTEM. Nice to see you, Kanaya and Lisa both. I guess we got in the presentation, so that's good. But I'll let you continue, and then I'll add in if I need to say anything.
So I'm just going to put our email in the chat, and I'll answer you guys' questions as well. So WeSTEM, we could do group projects in the computer science and engineering realm. That could be possible, and we can take that into consideration. And of course, you can still be a part of WeSTEM if you do have a class. We will have meetings that will be outside of our regular meeting times. Like I said, we have movie nights, or we might have other things and other events that are outside of those times. And so of course you can see if that fits into your schedule and show up to those. So yeah, I'm going to continue on the PowerPoint. Okay. So we kind of just wanted to give you guys some tips and some tricks. We do know that you all are new SNC students, so congratulations on that. This is like your first step in your SNC journey to transferring, getting a certificate or a degree, or whatever it might be that you're trying to do at SNC. So we kind of just wanted to give a little congrats and also just give a little tips and some pointers to remind you guys for the upcoming semester. So we know that you are new and you're joining SNC, so you are here at the beginning. I feel like the first thing that new students should try to do is set your goals. We really want you guys to set your goals, either that be in over assist or also over my education plan, just so that you can see a long term of what classes you would want to take, and also to what degree you would want and what classes are needed for said degree. Also, maintaining extracurriculars is very important. There's so much stuff to get involved in at SNC. There's clubs, you can start a club, join a club, you could run a club that's already on campus.
Sorry to cut you off. I just wanted to add something that we wanted to emphasize, that since you guys are new students at SNC, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Sorry, I heard it play back my voice, but since you guys are new students at SMC, me, Kanaya, and the rest of the WSEM board, we've all gone through this experience. So we had the same questions at one point that you had, and we wanted to emphasize like a couple things. So I don't. If you're looking at the screen, it says we understand that you want to transfer ASAP. We all wanted to get out of here at some point, very fast too, and I'm sure people decide to take a heavier course load because they want to transfer faster, and that's totally fine. Some people make it that way, but we wanted to emphasize that make the experience the experience is what you make, so you're gonna end up enjoying it regardless of what major you are deciding to pursue or what classes you're going to take, because this is your education. So sorry, I am driving right now. But so we understand that you want to transfer, but it's really important not to overload yourself with too many STEM courses, because we understand you just want to get out of here 2 years and done, and most STEM majors actually don't stay 2 years in community college, they stay longer. So that we wanted to point out. Another thing is, even if you don't have a dream school or like a major that you're going to pursue, that is okay. It is okay not to know your major. I feel like a lot of people come into SMC thinking, oh my God, I only have 2 years. Like, we have to get this over with. We want to transfer as soon as possible, which is great. Like, it's great to be motivated that way, but it is completely okay not to know your major, because you are still figuring it out. There's no way that in high school you took like a bunch of exploratory classes to the extent where you know your major. So that's totally fine.
Sure. Just to kind of go over what Sahar said, or to add on to it, just really get a chance to explore your GE classes when you're figuring out your major if you already don't know your major. I know for me, I came into SMC a fresh student and I was a biology major, and now I'm a psychology major. So things do change over the course of your time here. Don't be scared to change your major. It doesn't mean that you're a failure. It doesn't mean anything. It just means that your interests changed over time, which is actually a good thing, because your interests should be changing as you're learning new things. Also, as Sahar said, keep a target school in mind, no matter how far or out of reach it may seem, because anything is possible and you can do anything. You guys are all capable SMC students. And I know, I'll probably be hearing great things from all of you guys. And like
your high school transcript does not apply, or most likely will not be applicable in what?
Just throw your high school diploma out the window.
Like, if you perform poorly for whatever reason in high school, that does not affect how you will perform at SMC. So like I said, the experience is what you make it. Having like a goal school, like even if, say, I wanted to go to UCLA, and in high school I had, I don't know, a 3.0 GPA, that's not realistic to get into UCLA straight out of high school, but use SMC as your second chance, so yeah.
Yes, that's a very good point that is good to point out. So thank you for that, Sahar. Also, too, we wanted to point out to really take advantage of your Welcome Center counselors. They're there for you for a reason. So really take advantage of them, because I know when I was a new student, I didn't know the first things to do. And so I was always in the counseling office because I didn't know what classes to take, what professors to take, when to take them, why to take them. There's just a lot of questions to answer. So I feel like going to your counselors is the best way to get those answered and get them answered correctly. And also sign up for financial aid and scholarships. Free money is always great. So might as well just sign up. And if you don't get it, no biggie. And if you do get it, you just got free money. And those grants and scholarships can go all the way up to $50,000 per year. And it's just free money that you don't have to pay back. So who wouldn't want that? Also,
scholarship applications are generally the same, so applying to one basically means you can apply to a bunch more. And the SMC scholarships, they offer so many, like a variety of, because
they offer a variety of scholarships that have different requirements, GPA requirements, essay, no essay. So there's really a scholarship tailored for everybody, at least one, just at least one. So always go out there and look for scholarships because those are going to be your best friends when you're trying to pay for college. Also, just to remember that this is still your college experience. So this is supposed to be a fun time for you guys. I know that everything is going to be online, which is a bit of a bummer, but still take it with a grain of sugar and just try to further yourself outside of your major. Try to take at least 3 classes with your major and then one just random wacko class, because I find that whenever you take those classes, you always end up like finding a new interest, and it's just always great to find new interests. And like I said, involve yourself on campus and also try to sign up for internships. We actually have an internship with UCLA and SMC, and I did this internship this summer. It was really great. It's going to look great on your transcript, and it's just super helpful. So yeah. And then too, we also wanted to give you guys some more tips for success at Santa Monica College. So a lot of things that new students don't know about is office hours. Office hours are so important. I cannot stress this more because it's basically one-on-one time for you and your professor to kind of press out any questions, any problems, or anything else that you might have you're struggling with in your class. And so you get that one-on-one kind of relationship with your professor. It also shows them too that you're you're really interested in the subject and that you want to get help. And a lot of times that will like kind of show professors like that this is like a good student and that they really are diligent in their practices and in their work.
And I've noticed that a lot of students stopped coming to office hours because we did move everything to be remote. But that should be more of a reason to attend office hours, because having remote classes, especially STEM courses, is really difficult to learn on your own, because essentially the professor's providing you with lectures, but it isn't interactive anymore, you know? So office hours are super important, especially for a community college. Before you after your transfer, you may not be able to attend office hours as easily as you would now. So take advantage of it.
Yeah, that's very true. You're in an SMC class with about 40 students, so office hours may seem a little bit like not necessary. But when you're in a lecture hall with 500 students, you're not going to stand out. So use those office hours as a chance to really stand out from your peers. Also, too, another thing that we want people to know about is grade distribution. I didn't know about this until my second year at SMC, or like maybe like a couple semesters ago, like 1 or 2. And this has helped me choose good professors. I mean, all of our professors are good, but our best professors for certain classes, just because the SMC every semester, they submit the grade distribution that basically tells you how many A's, B's, C's, D's, and so on and so forth.
For accessible, like they're not trying to hide it. Literally into Google and be like SMC fall, so they only do grade distributions for fall or spring semesters. For winter and summer semesters, they don't offer a grade distribution. But if you just type it into Google, it'll be like the first link, and it's a PDF, and it tells you every instructor that taught on campus for that semester, and the number of A's, B's, C's, D's, F's, and W's that they gave out.
Yeah, so look at the grade distribution before. I know you guys have probably already picked your classes, but for the next semester, look at grade distribution, and as well as Rate My Professor, just so you can pick the best professor for you and your learning styles or whatever accommodation that you might need.
But be sure to keep in mind that Rate My Professors, most of the comments that are like left there are probably more likely to be applicable during when classes were in person. They may not be updated to what the situation is or how that professor might be handling the class online. So just keep like grade distribution would definitely be a more reliable source if you're choosing classes.
And I think Sahar or Lisa will answer your guys' questions about this in the chat right now, unless you guys want me to answer them on here, and I can go over them really quickly.
Save questions for the end, or if we do have time, but yeah, in the chat.
Yeah, it's a little bit hard to understand what you're saying, Sahar, I think because you're driving and you're coming in and out with your connection.
Okay, moving on. So the next thing that we wanted to inform you guys about is the Scholars Program. So this program also is a very important program to kind of get yourself involved in on campus as well, because they do offer a TAP program with UCLA. Basically through this, you can basically through the TAP program, you can just you can apply with 2 different majors to UCLA, and then your first major, if you get denied, then you can apply again, or it'll automatically apply you for your second backup major. So you have a higher chance of getting into UCLA with your transfer GPA compared to all of the rest of the students. So this is all like a really good option. I did this as well, and the only thing that like you need, the only requirement is like you need to take a certain amount of scholars courses. However, scholars courses are tailored for the program, so you get a lot more help. And 2, they cap them off at 25 students, so you get way better one-on-one attention than you would in like a 45 student lecture. Then also too, so on Coursera Connect, like as Sahar said, we do have an SMC scholarship, and that usually I'm pretty sure that opens around October, and then the deadline's in December. But for most of the applications for the scholarships through SMC, deadline is in December and January. So you want to make sure you kind of get on that now, do some research. So when the deadlines come, you're not like stressing about it. And then 2, also so you don't miss out on anything. I hate missing out on a good scholarship that you were applicable for or were a good applicant for just because you didn't know about it or didn't have enough time to like either write the essay or get a recommendation or whatever you might need for that scholarship. And then next to online tutoring. So of course now with everything being virtual, online tutoring has kind of been a new gem that everyone's needing and needing to use. So online tutoring is very important, and SMC really tries to assist students with that. We have online tutoring specifically through the STEM program. If you go on the STEM website, not the STEM website, but on the SMC website on the STEM like page, you'll see that they have tutoring where you can either drop in on a session and just ask a couple questions, or you can also schedule a tutoring session as well. And you can just like have a one-on-one private tutor for about like an hour or so. And the best part about all of the tutoring at SMC is that it's free. So nothing comes out of pocket. All of the STEM tutoring over Zoom is free. And I'm pretty sure all the STEM tutoring through the private one-on-ones are free as well. So it's just a great resource because I know tutors cost around like $50 an hour, especially for college courses. So that's kind of a lot, and especially if you need a lot of help, it's going to kind of rack up the prices and hurt your pocket. Another thing too that we really want to stress is counseling. So counseling is available on your Coursera Connect as well. If you go on the left panel, it will say like book counseling appointments, and you can do that, and you can book them with STEM counselors, scholars counselors, or your Welcome Center counselors as well. And all of the appointments are either over Zoom or over the phone. So those are all helpful.
Elaborate on that. Sorry,
Go ahead.
They emphasize that they want first years to go to the Welcome Center for counseling appointments. But after your first semester, at the least, when you start involving yourself in programs like the Scholars Program and the STEM program, once you get into those programs, then you can have your own counselors that are specialized in whatever program that is. So a STEM counselor would most likely have you, or they could help more. They could be more beneficial to help you get an AA in general science or something, like more beneficial than a general counselor would be.
Yeah, that's a good point, Sahir. It's really important to get specific counseling just so you can get help with that specific problem. So if you're like having a STEM issue or problems trying to figure out like your classes for your degree, maybe going to a STEM counselor might be better than going to a welcome center counselor, as they only work with like new students just for welcoming them into the school. And then like STEM counselors or specifically like financial aid counseling or those kinds of things will help with the specific sector of what you need assistance in. And then lastly, too, a big resource that a lot of SMC students don't know about is free OneDrive. All SMC students through their email get Microsoft apps, and I mean all of the Microsoft apps, which is pretty pricey, which is like about $100 to $200 a year.
That means Excel, Word, PowerPoint,
Teams. You get literally all of Office, all of OneDrive 365, every Microsoft app for free, downloadable to your computer. So make sure you guys check that out and use that resource, because I know when I didn't know, using Google Drive and Google Slides is a bit difficult sometimes. So learning to use Word and presentation or PowerPoint presentation is better. And also too, your professors will prefer having a Word doc or a PDF, so they won't accept Google Forms or Google Docs. So that's another bonus to that. So we wanted just to say thank you for all of you guys coming to listen to our presentation. Again, if you want to join our newsletter and our Discord, it should be in the chat, and I can always put it again too, so it can rise to the top. We did make a little activity for you guys. So we have this little WeSTEM bingo, and basically how it works is I will either show the bingo screen next, or I can try to see if I can put it in our chat as like a PDF, and then you can either download it or you can screenshot it off of your computer or however you want, and just kind of cross off, either print it or like just on your iPhone, you can annotate, however you want to do it. Just cross off what applies to you, regular bingo, you have a free space in the middle, and then when you're finished with this, you can send it to our WeSTEM email, and then we'll send you guys a little prize that we have. So let me try to see if I can put it in our discussion, and then if not, I'll just show it on the screen and you guys can screenshot it. And right now, if you guys want, you can ask questions, and it's free for all for anybody to answer, so go for it.
Is there a meeting next week on Tuesday?
Yeah, I was just reading that. So to Morgan, no, we will not be having a meeting next Tuesday because of, well, I think it was just because I think the club didn't want to kind of start like the day after school started. We wanted you guys to kind of get into your classes and kind of relax before you try to kind of go into a club. So our first STEM meeting will be on September 3rd. It will be on a Thursday from 11:15 to 12:35, as I said before. Sahar, do you know how to link to a PDF?
Yeah. Are you trying to put the bingo sheet in the discussion? Okay, yeah, I can do it.
Okay, you got it?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay, great. Any other questions? I know Aiden, you asked, so what is grade distribution and why is it good? Basically, just like in a summary, grade distribution is just like a whole Excel file that the SMC makes each fall and spring semester, and it tells you the grades that each professor gave to their students for that class for that semester. So you kind of get a view of how many like A's, B's, C's, D's, and W's that each professor gives for that semester, and it's kind of beneficial because then you can kind of see like, oh, this professor, like all Fs, so like I don't want to kind of take him, or kind of vice versa, or however you want to do that. So that's why I feel like grade distribution is a really good tool for SMC students. And when you're picking your professors, someone asked, should we go to office hours even if we don't have any pertinent questions? Maybe not. Maybe just kind of drop in and say hi. Yeah, like you can still go, but just like you don't have to ask questions all the time. Maybe Lisa, you can unmute yourself.
It's going to depend. I think that most professors, we don't have anybody in our office hours. So when my students show up, and Nadia and Sahar know this, whenever I'm in my office, my door is open, and whenever students stop by, I'm always like, yeah, I got a few minutes. And so, you know, your professors, you don't need to have a question. That's kind of one of the like myths about office hours. Students think they have to be doing bad or doing really well and have questions. And office hours are for anybody who wants to come in and chat. I tell my students I can talk about anything. I'm good at asking questions. If you don't feel good about having small talk, I will ask you if you have pets and have you tell me about your pets. So really it's anything. It's an opportunity for your professor to get to know you. I'm always interested in what other classes you're taking, and what your major is, and you know where you're from. So I would say most of the professors at SMC have the attitude that I have about office hours. We want to talk to you. We want you to come in. You don't necessarily have to have questions. You don't have to be getting an A in the class, and you don't have to be failing the class either. It's a time for us to get to know you better, and especially if you think that you know, it's a professor in a subject that you're majoring in, and you might want something like a letter of recommendation from them later. It helps us write much better letters if we get to know you.
Yeah, that's a really good point, Lisa. So sorry if you don't listen to me, listen to her. Yeah, that's a good point. You will need a letter of recommendation at some point in your academic career. So you do want to kind of make those personal relationships with your professor. So like as she said, when it's time to do a recommendation or whatever you might need, they know you better. So it's kind of not just saying like, oh, she's a good student. Like you can say like, oh, she's a good student because of this and that. And like, I know she does this and that. And also, so that's a good point that Lisa brought up. Sahar, how are we working on with the file?
I'm waiting for it to upload.
Okay, no problem.
To the thing. It's like a converter, so but we can always post it on our Instagram story too if you want to screenshot.
Yeah, and I'm putting it as a document right now.
That would be fast.
So give me 2 seconds, and you guys should have it in like a minute.
Okay. Yep. Sorry about that. Yes. Once you sign up for Discord and the newsletter, you are good to go. Should also follow our Instagram, WeStem_SMC. Someone asked if it was considered a club or a charter. Someone asked if it was considered
I'm pretty sure it's considered a charter just because we do go through our school's AS and ICC, like not programs, but like student government. And I'm pretty sure if you're a flex club, you don't receive any funding from the school like that. So I'm pretty sure we're a charter. Okay, this is not working as I assumed it would. Let me just try to make
Yeah, I don't think this is going
to our Instagram. Okay, so sorry about that, guys. I guess the whole Brazen thing didn't allow you to upload attachments. If you still want to do the WeStem bingo, log onto our Instagram and you can see the sheet. This is the sheet right here. If you want to take a screenshot maybe of it, you can and kind of like edit it like on your phone, like to widen it. I know we do only have another 5 more minutes of our technical booth being open and we have 16 new comments. So let's see what are the comments. Content versus non.
I just posted something. Try that. Try that.
Okay, so you guys can try that one
Link.
as well. And then again, like we said, we will post that on our Instagram. So here, could you do that right now, actually?
Yeah.
And we'll just kind of take us out and we'll just finish answering all of your guys' questions or any other questions if you guys have any that we didn't get a chance to answer. So for all of you guys saying what time for our meetings, all of our club meetings are from 11:15 to 12:35 Tuesday and Thursday. But also when you go and follow our Instagram, all of that information is in our bio. So if you ever forget, it's just on our Instagram, one tap away. I know you're on your phones. And like we said, again, there will not be a meeting this Tuesday. Our first meeting will be September 3rd on the Thursday. And yeah, I'll just kind of leave this open for any other questions for our last couple of minutes. And I guess if you guys don't have any other questions for us, thank you for coming. We're super excited for this next semester and for you guys to hopefully join us in WeSTEM. We want to see all of you guys' faces on our first meeting on Thursday, hopefully. And congratulations on starting your first step at SMC, and also to have fun as best as possible, and good luck on your classes and your first week. I hope you guys all do great, and I'm sure you all will and figure it out. If you have any questions for us, again, I'll drop our email down in the chat. You can follow us on Instagram. And yeah, you guys are kind of good to go if you do, but thanks for showing up one more time. And yeah, I don't know if Sahar and Lisa want to say a little bit or anything, but thank you all for showing up.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just gonna stop the broadcast. I don't think anyone has any other question. Oh, 4 more questions? Nope, thank you. Okay, thank you all. Have a good day, and I'm gonna stop the broadcast. Bye. Okay, cool.